What is happening, guys? Welcome back to Redbeard's Garage. We're getting ready for our 10-year meetup, and we have to prep all of our bikes. We literally have barely rode our bikes since the last meetup. We stay in this garage working 95% of the time, so we don't get to enjoy this stuff enough. We always have to make content and keep videos flowing. So we're going to first jump on the electric mini bike. We stripped it down right after the last meetup, and we got it over to powder coat. We have everything back, and unfortunately the audio failed. This was back when my mic was giving me a big fit. We have since fixed that, but we're going to go through and put the entire electric mini bike back together. Then we're going to go ahead and jump on to my MB200. We've got the Wildcat 240 on it. It's making a ton of power. It's making close to the power that my 224 was making, but it's been sitting under a tarp for a while. It just got done raining. I hosed it, or I sprayed it off with some air to knock the water off. We're going to clean the carb real fast, check the oil, check the chain and stuff, and get it running good, rip it across the field. Then we go on the Lonnie's mini bike as well as the Coleman B200RSV, doing the same thing, just cleaning carbs, checking chains, checking oil, checking tires, brakes, things like that. So let's get these things ready for our 10-year anniversary. We hope we see you there. It's going to be an awesome time. So let's get some mini bikes tuned up so we can ride with you guys. So right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and make sure that the spark plug is good. Or not the spark plug, but make sure it don't have any moisture in the cylinder, because it did just become a downpour out of nowhere. So that sucks. We didn't have the box covered up and it hammer poured on them. We're running an E3 spark plug in this, but we're going to be swapping it out with an iridium for the meetup. Oh yeah, that plug is sopping wet. It does smell a little bit like fuel. I don't know if you can see. Look at that. So it's a good thing we pulled this plug. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it over, see if any water blows out of that cylinder, and we're gonna swap this over to an iridium plug. It's what the best plugs to run in this is a NGK iridium. Part number is on screen. Moisture pops out of this thing. Let's turn the fuel off just in case. I have lengthy spark plug caddies. I found these on Amazon. These are super handy. We normally take one of these to a meetup and they'll hold 2 spark plugs. Keep them safe and dry. So I'm going to take a couple of these with NGK iridiums. We've never fouled out a plug, but never can be too safe out there. I'm going to spray some small engine tune-up in there. It's a product from Blaster that will help decarb the piston, and it's just going to help get that moisture out there. So we're going to do that real fast. We're going to take a real quick second to talk about the sponsor of today's video, and that is Blaster, and we're going to be talking about their small engine tune-up. So what this is going to do is help decarb, get the carbon that's built up on your piston off and out the exhaust. So how you're going to use this is if your engine is running, you can start it up, let it warm up, shut it off, pull the spark plug, and spray this stuff into the cylinder for a few seconds, maybe like 3 to 5 seconds, to get a little pull on top of your piston. So the reason you don't want carbon buildup on your piston is it can make your engine run a little bit off balance if there's a lot of buildup, and it's going to also mess with the airflow in and out of the cylinder, and your valves can have some buildup on it, and this is going to help break that stuff loose. So you're going to let that soak in the cylinder for a little bit, put the spark plug back in, fire the engine up. She's going to smoke a little bit, and just rev it out. If it's a lawnmower, go run it, burn all the stuff out, and it's going to help to decarbon that piston, your valves, and everything. You can also pull your air filter and spray this stuff into the throat of the carb while the engine's running. Make sure it's in neutral or jacked up off the ground. Don't be doing this, you know, with the tires on the ground and in gear. But you're going to spray it, and it's going to help clean the throat of your carb or your head out, and your valves, the top of your valve on the intake. So I highly recommend using this stuff. You're going to see here in just a minute, we're going to be using this on our mini bikes. We always run this stuff before we go to a big meetup because it helps just clean everything out. Then you'll notice at the end of the video, our bikes are smoking a lot, and that's because this stuff is working, burning its way out there. You can see it didn't flood out the engine or anything. It didn't foul out a plug. This stuff works really good. So make sure to check this out wherever Blaster is sold, and it's in the links in the video description. Thank you, Blaster. Got a fresh can of small engine tune-up. Make sure on all aerosol cans, if you see the paint, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's black, always make sure to point the nozzle towards that painted line to make sure you get all the available fluid out of your can. I'm gonna spray this for just a couple seconds. Whew, way too much, but it's all right. We're gonna let that set while we do some other maintenance on the bike and let it decarb the cylinder, and just make sure that we get all that junk out of there. I'm gonna let the piston come down so it'll help clean the cylinder walls and get that thing like new. While that cylinder's soaking, we're gonna pull out this lower dipstick. All right, we got a drain pin under there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this dipstick and see how much drains out. I don't know if any moisture has made it into the oil, and that's kind of what I'm checking with what's dripping out here. It looks like brand new oil. It should be. I think it'd be best just to go ahead and drain the oil, slap some new in it, just to know we don't have any moisture in that oil. Take the top fill out to let her breathe. Use a 10 mil, pop that oil drain bolt, and we'll be golden. Oh yeah, there's water in there for sure. Not like a lot, but it draws moisture. This thing's been sitting outside, so it's good to drain that oil out. It looks a little crusty. I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell there's a little moisture that's gathered in that oil. These things have been sitting outside under a tarp for months, and then the tarp would blow off, they get rained on a little bit. So naturally these things can draw moisture, and the air filter was covered most of the time, but you never know. It's better safe to waste a half a quart of oil and just know you're good. Going to be running 1030 on this particular bike. We do run 520 sometimes, but I'm going to run, I got a half a quart here of the Dominator racing oil, so we get it. I did flush the engine with some random oil I had sitting on the shelf just to make sure any kind of moisture or sediment is gone out of the bottom of the block. And I highly recommend checking out Clovis Lubricants, linked in the video description, if you want to buy some AMSOIL for your mini bike. Remember, it only takes a half a quart, so you know 1 quart will do 2 oil changes, and they have some crazy breakdowns of all their oil on their website. So I highly recommend checking it out and putting this liquid gold in your block, baby. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull the fuel filter and drain this fuel. Okay. So now I've got the spark plug back in it. I did turn it over to knock that small engine tune up out. Now I'm going to loosen up the flathead drain. This particular carb has a drain on it, so you crack it open, it'll drain the bowl out. And I did drain the gas tank all the way, so making sure no water went back in this air filter. And then I'll also pull the air filter and make sure there's no pinholes. Shine a flashlight from the outside and look at the inside, see if there's any pinholes. If there are, throw it away, of course. And we should be able to start this. We're going to put some fresh 93 non-ethanol in it, and I'm probably also going to check the wire on my pull start on my recoil to make sure it's good, because those cables get worn. It sucks if you break one out in the trail. So I may change it out with a new one, but this should be the last thing. This thing ran really good when we parked it last, so we just got to make sure she's tuned up and ready to go, baby. You normally do. So this bike, I actually ran this bike yesterday and the oil looked that bad. So what has happened is when I park these things, if I don't cover them with the tarp, like our tarp rip that was on these bikes. So what I do is I wrap a Walmart bag around the carb. Somehow moisture still gets in these things, and I mean, who knows? It could have got some rain in it when the tarp ripped. So the oil looked rough. I flushed it out with some old cheap oil. I also blew a bunch of brake clean, and I had the freaking straw on this thing and it blew off inside the engine. So I'm gonna real quick pull these 2 pulleys off, pull the side cover. I'll probably have to replace the O-ring and find that straw and clean the engine out. So we'll get that pulled apart and we'll show you what it looks like inside. This is my 224, by the way, on Lonnie's mini bike. All right, so that was not water in the oil. That was a ton of gas. So I took the petcock off and I cleaned it completely out. You can actually take this particular petcock apart, and it was full of rust. That's what was in the carburetor. It's the next morning. I was doing that super late last night, and the tank has a ton of rust in it. Like, it's not rusted through. It's just a Chinese tank that's uncoated. So I'm going to run some water through it. Just run a water hose and flush that thing out. And actually, I'm a little scared to do that. The tank doesn't let all the gas out. It's really weird. But that's the last thing we need to do. The oil's changed. We clean the spark plug, clean the carburetor. So Lonnie's bike is done for now. I'm going to treat the gas tank. Maybe I'll just put some gas in it and slosh it around. So now we're going to move on to the Coleman bike, and hopefully it's just an oil change, clean the car real quick. It's got a stock gas tank on the back rack. I never built a gas tank for it, but we're going to as soon as we get back from the meetup, because I hate having that stock tank on there. So far, though, everything's halfway decent. I thought it was water in the oil, but it was gas mixed in with it, and that's why it was so milky. It was just oiled up gas. So, all right, let's move on to the Coleman, and then we should have all the mini bikes ready for our meetup. This engine had good oil, but the Pulsar ended up breaking, so I'm gonna pull that off and either replace it or fix it. And like I said, the oil was good. We just put this oil in it when we did the billet side cover. So I think this one will be pretty good. I am gonna drain the bowl on the carb just to make sure there's no gunk in the bottom of it from setting, and probably drain all the fuel. And then we can top this hog off. And should be good to go on this one. We don't ride this one much. I'm not a massive fan of the Coleman bike. We do have this yellow cover. Let's see if it's going to engage. And it will not. So there's different cups. There's different height on these recoil starts. It's just hard to find which one's the right one. These look almost identical. Yeah, so this will not work. So while that's draining to replace, you can see our cable all faired up. So we can pull this, and you can take a flathead and slide through here to keep this from, you know, spinning out anymore. And we have a knot right there in our rope. We just cut that, feed a new one, tie a new knot in it, and then we can let it, you know, recoil itself back until it don't want to take it anymore. So I'm gonna grab some new rope. We need to take some of this to the meetup anyways, and I can pull this handle off because we'll reuse it. Napa sells this rope for pull starters. You can use paracord. It works really good, but this cord may work a little bit better because it's not as prone to ripping. You know, when you're pull starting these mini bikes, you're going at an angle, and that's what cuts them up, is this little ring here. Over time, that metal, you know, just wears and it'll start cutting them. This was just a dry rotted rope, and that's why it eventually frayed. But I always keep, they sell it by the foot, and it's 50 cents a foot in our local Napa. So if you have a Napa around that carries stuff like this, I highly recommend buying, you know, 10 foot of it. And like, we're going to take some to our meetup just to have, because we have broke pull starts plenty of times. All right, so we got the old rope out, and just feed that son of a gun in there. Now I can try to tie this Come on, baby. Also take a torch lighter and hit that knot, because you can tie it a little tighter. All right. Now we can tuck that hog in there. Oh. And there you go. She is all done. Alrighty. Now let's fill this hog up with gas and see if she's gonna start. So we got everything tuned up. Lonnie's bike by far was the worst. That gas tank was rough. The old boys in China didn't coat this at all. This one's coated, but I did finally secure his gas tank. Remember it used to flop around? I don't know if you remember that. Miss Redbeard, talking to you.
I do not, no.
Okay, she don't remember Jack Diddley. So, carbs cleaned. Gosh dang it. Air filter ripped. What cheap pieces of garbage. We'll put an air filter on it later. This is a Wildcat 240. That's the cleaner, the small engine tuna. I bogged her too hard. Good though. Okay, fuel's off. This bike checks out. Now this old Chinese hog. This one wasn't by far in better shape. Compression's real low on this hog. ride's really weird. If someone was asking me if they should buy this bike, you get off that and get on this. I hate to say it. I'd love to de-crown the throne. The king that's on the throne. But it ain't happening today. Alright, two for however many. Last one. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna tell you one gosh darn thing. This thing is gonna start. This is my 224. It's my baby. Okay? I don't know why it's on Lonnie's bike. Tell me, riddle me that. But this old girl, she'll hit you. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. The Coleman engine, that Chinese engine, feels real good. Like it's got good power. Now if I was to rate these bikes from a scale like best, better, worst. Wait. Worst, better, best. Right?
Good.
Better, best.
Good, or goodest.
Good, better, best. So good, better, best. Because ain't none of them bad. This is a 224 engine that we made like 18 foot horse. It's here on the screen. 15 foot-pounds of torque, 18 horsepower. That's what it made, pretty much. This used to be our favorite engine. This don't feel so hot. Like it doesn't feel like something's wrong with it. I just hopped off that old Haas 240. That 240. Now I'm happy that 240 is on my bike. Eat it, Lonnie, because you got the slower bike. I think that little Chinese Coleman is close. That it just runs smooth. This bike feels vibrating. We got an exhaust leak, which ain't nothing but tighten up the bolts, but thought I fixed this stupid gas tank. I hate it. This is coming off when we get back. Put new fenders on it for the 16th time. The sun kills these Chinese fenders. And I'm going to put a Harley peanut tank on this. And as long as my tank lasts, I'm leaving it. And I'm going to build a custom tank for the Coleman bike that goes up under the frame out of Illuminati. But this just didn't feel the way I remember it feeling. A little disappointing. Not going to lie. I may ride this a little bit more. You know, just put her through her paces. But, anyway. Becca's hit my truck with freaking rocks. Way to let me know ahead of time.
It was so loud I couldn't tell till the end.
Becca, you're normally so loud I can't even think.
Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said it. These two bikes, they run. The Coleman sits weird. It don't, like it's not confidence inspiring like this bike is. All right, well, hope you enjoyed Mini Bike Monday. You got to see me rip down the field and back a couple times. Oh, mini bike, we didn't do it. I'm gonna do it real quick. That's the chain tensioner making a noise. It's okay, don't worry about it. No. See what this old girl will do. Batteries, 90% or so. Get up on the tank. This thing is where it's at, I tell you. Shee. All right, if we was rating these on good, better, best, bestest, this, I don't think I ever rated it. This is number 1. Different experience. Number 2, number 3, number 4. So maybe me and Lonnie will be on these 2 mainly, most likely.
What is that? You didn't say.
Electric MB200. These are all 3 same bikes. We took the front brakes off of my bike and put them on this. This needed it. I don't use front brakes a ton. Lonnie's has front brakes, this has front brakes. Mine just needs, it has a disc, I just haven't put the kit back on it. I don't think I have one, so I have it. But Mini Bike Mondays are back. We're gonna try to do one every Monday for as long as we can. We might skip one every once in a while, you know, don't be crying about it. But we got some cool builds coming on. Let us know which is your favorite bike. If you could choose, which one would you pick? 14,000 watts, 18 horsepower, 18 horsepower, whatever horsepower, I can't remember. But what's your favorite, Becca?
I like the red one and the yellow one. Just for pure aesthetics, though.
Yeah, Lonnie's fender may be gone by the end of this. It's dry rotted hard. It's like the blue ones, I swear, dry rot faster than any other color. This one's been in, if I keep them covered, they do pretty good, but okay. This is dragging along. Thank you guys for watching. We love you, and God bless.